Odin be spanked! That is my new catchphrase. Fosrodas TVB, and I'm here today to review the latest DreamWorks film and the conclusions of How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. This, as I said, is a conclusion to the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. It returns Jay Birchall as Hiccup as the chief of Berk, as well as Astrid and his mom, and of course the dragons themselves, like Toothless. And Toothless, turns out, is not the only night fury. He finds a female who's actually a light fury. You know, they have different colors, like males are dark and females are white. And this new, like, slimy villainous character comes in and, like, tries capturing and killing all the dragons, and it's up to Hiccup and all the Vikings and the dragons to stop him. This cracked the top 5 on my most anticipated movies of 2019 video, guys. So, needless to say, I was really hyped for How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. The concluding chapter in this How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, like, the first How to Train Your Dragon movie back in 2010, is easily one of the greatest animated movies of all time. Like, it is so beautiful and so sweet and epic. And its follow-up in 2014, How to Train Your Dragon 2, was maybe even better. I'm still very, like, perplexed on whether I like, one more than the other. I just like them both the same. But yeah, needless to say, this is like DreamWorks' crowning jewel out of, like, all the anime movies they've made. I mean, I guess Shrek is also up there as well. But when you look at the franchise as a whole, like, this has been consistently the best. Like, very rare. Like, I can gladly say that this is a fantastic trilogy, guys. After seeing Hidden World, like, just the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless is so priceless. And you see Toothless developing as a character, even though he never speaks at all, because, well, he's a dragon. And he meets a girl, a female Night Fury. So it's like he's not the last one. All the others were killed off by the Vikings before humans and dragons were friends. And you see, like, the world they've created, paradise, it's sort of like utopia, I guess, where humans and dragons can get along, but now it's being threatened because, like, trappers are just everywhere, and there's a guy, like, has a crossbow that, like, poisons dragons, and, like, he can use that to command them. A very slimy villain, I will say that. I think the guy's name, I keep forgetting how to pronounce it, but I think he's the best out of all the villains in the How to Train Your Dragon movies. Again, he's just very slimy and, like, charismatic and is polite in that sense. Almost like a Hannibal Lecter sort of character, just the way he speaks and the way he acts like he just owns everything. But yeah, definitely the crowning moment of this film is, like, the action scenes, the animation. Like, oh my goodness, do I even need to say this? The animation is gorgeous. Like, all the little details and all the, like, the little moments and the way the dragons fly, like, I'm very curious to see what sort of research they did in, like, making the dragons move properly, because the dragons in this movie all fly and walk so excellently. Like, I know that when Benedict Cumberbatch, for example, was getting ready to play Smaug in the Hobbit movies, he, like, actually studied, like, snakes and reptiles at the London Zoo to, get the movements right. So I wonder if DreamWorks did the same thing. Do they watch, like, real animals and how they move, like, maybe lizards and birds who fly, like, how they do that? Like, because the animation of this movie is fabulous for the dragons and just for everything, really. Like, the action scenes and the fire and the venom that comes out of some dudes, like, oh, it's wonderful. And frankly, the only real gripe I have with this movie is I think the pacing is a little too fast. Which is funny, because the only real nitpick I have of the first How to Train Your Dragon movie is that the pacing is a little too slow. I guess, like, the second half kicks in, and, it's like, I feel like it moves a little too fast. Like, just a slightly longer length, I think would have been fine for this movie, just to flesh out the characters more, and the villain, of course. It's overall, yeah, I do think this is the best villain in any How to Train Your Dragon movie, but I think he could have used more development, and that development would have been easier if there was just a longer running time. But I will say, the ending, without spoiling it, is priceless. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better ending for this trilogy. And normally with, like, movie trilogies, like, I said this about War for the Planet of the Apes, like, it's cool if it ends right, like, if this franchise ends right here, but I'd also be fine with a fourth installment. Either way, I'm good. That's not the case with How to Train Your Dragon. I'm really happy that How to Train Your Dragon trilogy did not go down the same path that Shrek did. So, like, I think it's best if the franchise just ends off here. Just the way it ends, I don't really see how they can make a sequel to it. Like, and that's a good thing. Like, they ended this trilogy off on a good note, and they're not going to milk the heck out of it like other franchises have. I'm very thrilled for DreamWorks for doing that. And unpopular opinion, between like the 2000, look at all the films that DreamWorks has released in the 2000s and 2010s, like as opposed to all the films that Disney has released between 2000 to 2019. I'm starting to like DreamWorks more, in all honesty, because DreamWorks I feel like is more original. It doesn't like like it doesn't have as much lore. It's difficult to describe, but like I feel like DreamWorks is a lot more consistent and more head on with what it wants, as opposed to Disney keeps just buying everything. If you guys know what I'm saying. Okay, tangent over. So yeah, guys, this was my most hyped animated movie of 2019, and I can gladly say I was not disappointed. I can reluctantly say that How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World gets the first 9 out of 10 stars of 2019. It's an awesome film. So, between the 3 How to Train Your Dragon movies, which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. I will say I still prefer the first 2 movies over this one. Yeah, this is a fantastic movie as well, but like I'm just like very perplexed on which one I like more. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and subscribe to my channel, please. Thanks again for the 1,000 subscribers. I promised you guys I'd get a buzz cut, and I will very soon. It's been snowing a lot lately in Colorado. Yeah, of course, it's Colorado. It's February. It's probably gonna, if winter somehow wanks itself on us like in the middle of April, I won't be surprised because that's just the weather over here. But when the weather heats up and the snow melts, I'll probably get a buzz cut and make the proper celebration that I promised you guys. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching and have a fantastic night.